Hollywood Reggie from Birmingham, Alabama. Reg, what did you feel about today's game?
Hey guys, good to see you. It was
like always.
it's hard to put it into words. Turnovers galore. I mean,
it was a mess.
Yeah.
Off what? This is the game that Corey had been sending up the yellow flags on all year long. Golf throwing picks, interceptions, and he had that one game where I think he threw 5, but they were able to win it. But that was against a playoff caliber team. And the thing that I saw that stood out to me was that Washington beat Detroit at their own game.
Yeah, they sure did.
They ran the ball.
Yep.
Is just as good as Detroit had run it all year long.
Yep.
They controlled the clock like Detroit had been doing all year long. And the defense could not stop them at all. I mean, Dan Quinn, he did the Dan Campbell, fourth down plays, and they made 3 out of 4. I think they stopped them on 1, and then that 12 men on the field. I mean, it just didn't seem like they had the fire that they should have had for a divisional playoff game.
No.
There was some it seemed to be lackluster. Even Dan Campbell, in his facial expressions on the field, he looked lackluster as well. So I don't know what happened to them. I know the fans were highly disappointed in the showing that the Lions put on the day, but hey, Washington beat them at their own game. Daniels was good. He was a game manager more than he was putting the team on his back and carrying it. It was Eckler, to me, who was the key to Washington winning because Detroit could not stop him. I mean, they had gaping holes. I mean, I could have ran through some of those holes.
Right.
It was big. But, I think that they may have been, overplaying, looking for Daniels to run in the option game. And they hadn't faced a quarterback with that kind of option skill all season, I don't believe. So that's what happens. Back to the drawing board. Get ready for next year.
Yep.
I understand that both the offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator have interviews for head coaching jobs.
That's the thing now. I know Ben Johnson, according from what I've been reading, is really Tom Brady's the guy that's been trying to get him to come over to the Raiders.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Why?
I know Aaron Glenn's trying to. He could be going to New Orleans.
Why?
I agree with you. I think they should stay. I really do.
Why? What? If the situation.
I mean, here's my thing. If Ben Johnson goes to the Raiders, it's not like what quarterback does he have?
Listen,
and
is Brady going to be the quarterback? Is he going to throw back time and come back and be the quarterback? You cannot leave a situation like this and go scrambling for a quarterback and not a system that works. You cannot do that. They will be looking for jobs in 2 years if they go elsewhere without a situation that's like this. If you just want to go and be the head coach, it's a lot to that. It's a lot to it. It's the top people, the middle people. You manage everything. Is that what you really want to take on in organizations like the Raiders, the Saints? The cupboard is bare. Mm-hmm. There's nothing there. Why would you go do that?
Right.
You haven't completed anything here. And how great really is Ben Johnson?
It would have to be the money, man.
It has to be. Like
$0, they're gone.
Yeah. It's got to be the money. And just wanting to control the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Johnson started winning when Jahmyr Gibbs got there.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give the ball to Jahmyr and let everything else open up. Where else are you going to go to find that?
You're going to have to draft him.
Where are you going to go to get that?
I think that it's going to be a long process if you decide. I think after this week, I think we see Ben Johnson stay. If anybody leaves, it'll be Glenn. But let me ask you something, Reg. And I know Corey has his opinions on this. He didn't want to hear about injuries and stuff like that. But do you feel like this game here, injuries finally caught up to him?
You cannot discount injuries. When starters go down, you don't have anybody who plays at the same level of a starter. Even if that starter is not necessarily all pro, the guy behind him is not what that starter is.
Right.
He's not a starter. And
Right.
who lose in the very beginning? It was a defensive back.
Robertson.
Robertson?
Yep.
And he was the guy that was leading. Wasn't he the safety or the corner that was leading the league in interceptions? He had most interceptions in the season?
No,
This
that's
That's Kirby.
Yeah, that
Kirby
was
Joseph.
Joseph, yeah, he was.
But
Joseph the
Robertson
safety.
has played well over the past few weeks. I just feel like, Corey, you're right on that. I think, or actually it might have been Reg talking about how they thought they were going to try to contain Daniels, and Daniels really didn't run, I feel, as much as he has in previous games. He was able to throw out to the slot and make those plays. And I think the Lions were all in on Daniels. And like Reg said, I think Eckler got out, McLaurin got out, and I think with the injuries to that secondary, these guys they played man to man, and they got beat.
They should have
quite a bit.
They're not man to man guys.
Right.
They're not man to man guys.
No,
they're not man to man guys.
Minnesota, because Darnold hadn't seen that before, and he just got flustered with all the blitzing. But that wasn't working with Daniels because he has more dynamic than Sam Darnold. So the threat of, and I think the fear of him being able to run and do those things caused the Lions to maybe second guess themselves. And they played right into the hand of Coach Dan Quinn and the Washington Commanders because really,
Kingsbury,
yeah, I agree.
Managed the game. He didn't put the team on his shoulders and carry him down to manage the game.
But the thing about him that makes him so good right now is that he's smart, his poise, and his release. His release is lightning quick.
I mean, you could tell he's not a rookie quarterback. He looked like a guy that had been in the league a few years.
Nothing phases this guy. Nothing phases him.
He's cool.
That's the it factor. That's knowing how and knowing when and what to do. That's the it factor.
He didn't have happy feet in the pocket.
He didn't have happy feet. He's poised. He's smart. He knows what to do.
Yeah.
He knows what to do. He can go off. He can go for 400, 300. He can go off if he wants.
Yeah.
He played right within the game.
He played the Lions game.
He played the Lions game.
The Lions got beat by their own game in this one.
Yeah.
They did.
They did. Absolutely. And see, it makes such a difference when you have that option. That's why it was going to be so difficult, even if they got to the Super Bowl, to win because of the quarterback. Everybody in the league right now that's playing right now in the playoffs, they have decent running games. That helps. The thing with what got Minnesota out of it, they have the best receiver, arguably, in football. So that's their plan. Their plan was that was the plan for them. Jefferson added. That was the plan. Mm-hmm. They didn't have that option to go. They have an okay running back, but they didn't have nothing that spooked you.
Right.
So that's why the results were, that was the outcome of that game. Listen, Mahomes has one. Allen, they have a good running. Lamar and them. That's going to make a difference in winning the Super Bowl. Oh. So Goff and them had it. They have it. They have the running back, the best in the league to me. But you have Goff as the quarterback.
Oh, you're talking about Gibbs got the best running back, yeah.
Yeah. Without question to me. He's better than Henry. He's better than Saquon.
You still can't throw 4 picks and expect to win a playoff game.
That's the difference.
Don't work. 4 picks and the trick play, the last trick play on the guy who's not the quarterback.
You don't need that.
And then 12 being on the field, that I believe was the big play.
That was a big play.
On the 4th down, they weren't going to get it, and that could have turned the tide. 12 being on the field, they get a touchdown ball game, pretty much. Because from that point on, Jared Goff, if you notice, he was dancing. He had happy feet back in the pocket back then.
You're stuck.
And they really were doing 4-man rush. They didn't really have a lot of really super blitz package. It was basically a 4.
Right. But the one thing about Dan Quinn, he's a defensive coordinator. That's what he does. That's what he is.
Yeah.
That's what he is. So Washington kept their foot on the gas. They didn't let up.
At all.
They didn't let up at all.
At all. The Roar question, Reg, of the week, I don't know if you had a chance to see it. What Lion has the most sacks in a playoff game? Is it A, Ziggy Ansah, B, Ndamukong Suh, C, Aiden Hutchinson, or D, Ifeatu Melifonwu? Do you have a answer for that, Reg? You've been pretty good at these.
Have Bubba Baker on that list?
Bubba Baker was not on the list.
No.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, Ndamukong Suh played, 1 season with the Lions, right, or 2 seasons?
Was it 2?
I think he played a little more than that.
No, it was more than 1.
More than 1?
About maybe 2 or 3.
2 or 3, I think.
Okay, Ndamukong Suh, the last guy, and who are the other 2 again?
Melifonwu.
Hutch and Melifonwu.
And Ziggy Ansah.
And Ziggy Ansah.
Ziggy Ansah. Wow, that's tough.
That's a stumper right there.
Yeah, without Bubba Baker on there, I guess Bubba Baker would be the man. But playoffs, and that's the key.
Yeah, you got to think of playoffs.
The most sacks in a playoff game.
I'd have to say Hutchinson because I don't think Ansah, Suh, or Melifonwu played in the playoff game because the Lions hadn't been to one, right?
Well, yeah. I'm thinking like Hutch was what? It had to be the San Francisco game if he had him.
Yeah,
that was his only one.
But last season,
yeah.
So I had to say Aiden Hutchinson.
I don't remember him.
Do you have a pick on that?
This is tough, man. This is tough.
Danny from Westland says he thinks it's Hutchinson. Rob T from Flint says he thinks it's Ziggy Ansah.
I'm going to go Ansah. I'm going to go A.
Okay.
I'm going to go Ansah.
DeMarco from Detroit says he thinks it's C, Hutchinson. A lot of Hutches tonight. Well, I'll tell you what. Boy. Let me ask you something,
Disbelief.
Reg. I feel like now Corey thinks the window is closed for the Lions now for a Super Bowl run. I tend to disagree with him to a certain extent because I still feel like you still got a lot. You still got a young core to deal with. You got Gibbs, Williams, Hutchinson when he comes back next year, Branch, Arnold. You still got a young core of guys that could still get you to.
Are you saying run or win? Are you saying the run? Because everybody's in the run.
I still think they have a chance to get to the Super Bowl.
To win it.
To get to the Super Bowl.
That's not nothing. I said win. Getting to it. What is that? Win it.
Well, I'll go. I think they have a shot to win. Yeah.
Okay.
They still got to win.
Reg?
They have a window to win, maybe 2 or 3 years. They still got a young team. They're going to have to get ready to draft the franchise quarterback of the future because if Jeff Goff has 2 or 3 more years in him, you want to have the next guy ready to stand up when the rest of the younger fellas are a little bit more mature that can help him in a situation like Jaden Daniels is or even what Kansas City's quarterback was when he came in. So, yeah, I think they got 2 or 3 more years. They're going to have some sterling drafts. So they're going to have to get some. They need a middle linebacker who can play sideline to sideline. Mm-hmm. And they need a Ray Lewis type guy.
Yeah.
Something like that. They got to really have a standout on defense because that was the glaring. Offense is fine. The defense is where the glaring hole is. You need a shutdown corner and a linebacker, middle linebacker that can go from sideline to sideline on the field for all 4 downs.
Yeah. They got gashed. They got gutted today. They got gutted. They got gashed.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Like I said, that defense showed you were never going to win a Super Bowl with that defense. Today.
It was fair. If they had won this game.
Not with the players they had playing today.
No.
I think they could have fared a little better today had Lynn McNeil been on the field, had Robertson not get hurt, Hutchinson being there. I think they could have been. I mean, it's all woulda, coulda, shoulda at this point.
Yeah.
But, I just think Dan Quinn did a great job at game planning this game against Detroit.
You got to give Kingsbury some credit, too.
Kingsbury did a great job with Jaden Daniels. And to me, I think the star of this game was Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
The poise.
Yeah.
He didn't make mistakes.
Nope. He played like a veteran.
He did.
Nope.
So to even go back with the Kingsbury, so he was in Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Who did he have?
Kyler Murray.
Makes a difference. The quarterback makes a difference. You got Jaden Daniels now.
Mm-hmm.
It makes a difference.
It makes
a difference.
No
Yeah.
fumble picks.
Yeah. And the
He was
Lions
cool.
didn't. Pressure.
And they had no pressure on him.
Yeah. See, the Lions were playing with a cloud. Everybody expected them to win the Super Bowl. Everybody. There's 1 million people downtown who expected that.
Mm-hmm.
So now Campbell will coach different. They'll play a little bit different. Pressure is a big thing. The playoffs is not playing Arizona or Tampa Bay in the regular season. It's not that. Football is fast, but it gets faster even in the playoffs.
The regular season is thrown out the window. You forget about it.
Out of the window. So,
Playoffs is game 1. That's it.
That's it.
Even field.
And that home field doesn't matter. That doesn't matter anymore. That doesn't matter at all because Lions can win on the road. So that doesn't matter, obviously. So right now you're just a good team that'll win 12 games, 14 games. My team does it all the time.
Yeah, they do.
Except for this year.
Yeah, they do that all the time. But look at their quarterback. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It plays a lot into it. Plays a lot.
Reg, before we let you go, some big games on the docket tomorrow. Kansas City won today against the Texans. The biggest game to me, I think, is the Baltimore Bills versus the Bills tomorrow. Who do you have on that one, Reg? Who do you think?
And that's a tough game.
That is.
I like both teams. My wife, she's going to be all in on Baltimore. I want to see a good game.
Yeah.
But with the Lions not in it, if the Lions had won today and was looking like they were getting ready to go to the playoffs, I would be rooting 100% for the Bills to beat Buffalo because I don't think if the Lions got to the Super Bowl and had to play Baltimore, they would be able to do anything with Derrick Henry.
Nothing.
Derrick Henry. I don't know if anybody is going to be able to do anything with Derrick Henry the way he's playing.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel Baltimore's the favorite to win the Super Bowl now? You think they can? I think they can outbeat. I think they could beat the Chiefs. I really do. With that run game,
they can, but will they? That's the only thing. I wouldn't be surprised if they beat them.
There's some, well, I don't know. I don't want to bring it.
But the Chiefs are.
The Ravens got a great defense.
The Ravens got a decent defense. The Chiefs got a good defense.
Yeah.
It all comes down to the pedigree. Like, it comes down to Kansas City's obsessed with the three-peat. They're obsessed with it.
Yeah. They'd be the first.
If Kelsey plays like he played today, they're going to be a problem. They could three-peat. Now,
they could.
I think they will have a tougher road with Baltimore than Buffalo. But
that Baltimore, Kansas City, if it should come to that, would. There's a game in the playoffs which is really the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
and that Baltimore Kansas City, should they play, would be probably the Super Bowl game.
Yeah.
You know,
AFC's winning the Super Bowl. Nobody from the NFC is winning the Super Bowl.
The only way they wouldn't win it is if the Rams get there.
You got the Rams tomorrow over the Eagles, Reg?
Yeah, I'm taking the Rams all day.
I like the Rams,
I like the Rams, too.
I think the Rams, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. The Rams are the sneaky favorite to come out of the NFC and make the Super Bowl. And possibly, you know, if they stay healthy, they could give Kansas City or Baltimore, I think those would probably be the two that would come out of the AFC. I think they could give them a run for their money.
Yeah.
I really do. They've been there before.
Yeah.
McVay's a great coach.
Rams are dangerous.
Yeah, they're very dangerous.
Rams are dangerous. And they have something to play for the city.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
everybody's got a story. Kansas City's got the three-peat. Lamar has to get over the hump. Josh has to get over the hump.
Yeah.
Rams have that. Philly's chaos. Their coach is a madman. So, yeah.
And
he might be fired even if he wins.
Well, and if the Rams win tomorrow, that means Washington will have to travel to, I'm sure they'll probably play the game again in Arizona.
Yeah.
So that he's got something going for him there.
And let's not count them out. They just beat the best team in football. Handedly. They just beat the best team in football.
They beat them like they were the team in football.
Yeah. The Lions were the best team in football. Collectively.
You probably will lose viewership on our discussion of the Lions today because, you know, a lot of Lions fans wearing their hearts on their sleeves and
and you know what? It's a good story for the Lions. I mean, the community has. I mean, I was out at stores today, Costco and grocery stores and stuff, and everybody had on Lions gear. And you got to be happy. The Lions have stunk for so many years. I don't consider this this is definitely a disappointing game, but to say this was a unsuccessful season, I think it's a stepping stone. I think, you know, did we even really think last year that they were even going to make it to the NFC Championship game?
Yes.
I didn't.
Lion fans did. Yeah, they did.
It's a process.
You know.
It's like remember what Giannis said about winning the championship? He said,
True.
Did we fail? No, he said, it's a process. Sometimes it takes 2-3 years to get to a point because you got to grow into it. Still got a young team. That's why I give them 2 or 3 more years to be. They have a window to be able to get there and win the Super Bowl. So I believe they'll get it done. Depends on this draft coming up. Is going to be a big one for them, though.
Yeah.
Tough
schedule. When you win like that too, tough schedule again, and you got your tough. See, the schedule wasn't tough this year. The division was. The schedule was not tough this year. Mm-hmm. The division was tough, and they won the division.
Yeah.
You know, those rivalries are always going to be tough. So Tomlin goes over to Chicago, which is a possibility. We'll see.
Yeah.
But it's going to be tougher. The road gets tougher because they're winning. Mm-hmm. They're winning games. They're the hunted. They came in and hunted them today.
Oh yeah,
they were the hunted. Yeah. So it's not going to be easy. It is not.
Well, but all in all, it was a good season. You know, they had a great for the city, great for the fans, great for Detroit sports. You got the Tigers in the playoffs. Lions doing what they did. Pistons are looking like they're rounding into a team that's going to be
500. Yeah.
They're going to be reckoned compared to what they were last year.
Where they're watchable. They're watchable this year.
In every game.
yeah, they're watchable. Yeah.
Game yet, so. Yeah, fellas. So, yeah, amen.
Yeah, the Lions, maybe the Tigers started everything out, made everything contagious.
No.
They made the playoffs, then the Lions, and then the Pistons caught on to that.
The Lions were in the NFC Championship. They made it. They started
you're right.
the Lions started it.
Tigers.
I say
Red Wings have picked it up.
The Red Wings they picked it up right after the coach, whatever. But, yeah, they started it.
Right.
Lions started all this when they beat Kansas City. That's when it all started.
Yeah, sure was.
And Green Bay, when they beat Green Bay and they ended up 8-9, they beat Kansas City. That's when it all began. That's when it all began. Then they got to the championship, and here they are. They came right back. I have to give them credit. They went right back to the playoffs. They went right back to the playoffs. They ran through the season. They went right back to the playoffs. So they were in the tournament. If you're in the tournament, you have a chance. They just looked really bad today. They got outplayed. They got outcoached.
Yeah.
They got out quarterbacked.
Yeah.
They got out everything.
Yeah, they did. It was like the two teams had switched uniforms.
Mental mistakes. Can't make them. You cannot make those mistakes in the playoffs. You can't do it.
One and done.
We want to thank you for calling in this week. A late game. I know you're an hour behind us, but we want to thank you for calling in so many times during the season.
It's been enjoyable, fellas.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we'll have to get with you. Some good things looking up for the Roar Live coming up in the next month or so.
Yeah,
maybe?
we got another Roar.
Yeah.
Those red hot Tigers.
Yes.
Tigers. The Roar Tigers. They signed your guy Scooble, so that'll help. Yeah.
So, but Reg, so you said you think it's going to be for the question. You say you think it's Hutchinson or Sue?
Yeah, because I don't see anybody else in the playoffs.
Okay.
All right.
All right, Reg. Well, thanks for calling in, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Reg.
Okay.